Hello guys, how are you? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back once again to my series here on K-Paul Talk. Let me just kind of adjust the camera just a little bit. Yeah, I have my little scruff back. Hope y'all don't mind. I'm just playing around with it. Sometimes I have a scruff, sometimes I don't have the scruff. I don't know. Never know what I'm going to do. Just living life, being crazy and wild. But happy Wednesday, guys. Right here on K-Paul Talk. 90 videos in 90 days. 90 K-Paul workshops in 90 days. Yes, I have taken on a monster. I had a phone conversation with one of my members, one of my clients, earlier today, and she's actually a doctor, and she said, Ken, did you realize what you took on, doing 90 videos in 90 days, 90 workshops in 90 days? Are you sure? She thinks that I'm crazy to actually do that. I mean, whoever does that, to actually do commitment to 90 videos in 90 days. But I have done it. I am committed, and I tell you what, I am going to do this, finish this series, guys. So we are in day 10 out of 90 days. So you will see me here every single day, including weekends, 90 days in a row, because this is my passion. This is my purpose. This warms my spirit to be able to share with someone out there that may need the tools that I'm going to share in my own personal experience. That, I mean, what is there a better calling? Is there a bigger calling than for us to pass on that which we have learned, to pass on our experience, our pain, our tragedy, our darkness, our despair to other people who are in the same pain? Is there any other reason to be here on planet Earth but to help other people, to share? I mean, why else go through all the pain we went through besides learning how to overcome them, become stronger, to have the tools to have overcome, to get wisdom, to have different perspectives, different precisions in the world? Yes, those are all true, but also we must pass it on, right? If I want to keep what I have, I must give it away. Right? I learned that definitely in recovery. Whatever I want to keep in my life, I must give it away. It must be a revolving, flowing river. And as the water comes in, water must come out. And speaking of water, I'm right here on location. I am in the waterlands of Florida. You never know. I don't know if, hope there's not going to be an alligator that pops up here. I posted on Facebook about a couple months ago. I was actually in the Everglades, and I was in a canoe in the Everglades, and I showed a video right there of an alligator 2 feet away from my canoe. So I'm telling you, here in South Florida, there are alligators. So somebody ping me if you see an alligator come out of that water right there. Can someone just do a bunch of crazies and say, get out of the way, man, there's an alligator coming. So hey, you got my back, right? My back is against the water. It might not be the smartest thing, but I thought it was kind of a cool drop and kind of a background today as I'm trying to change locations. You never know if I'm going to be at the gym or going to a workout, or my home studio on the beach, or at the swimming pool, or you never know where I'm going to be. So I never know where I'm going to be. So I just want to pause and do a talk today. And today's Wednesday, so a lot of you guys know that today is Addiction Recovery Wednesday. So that is going to be the topic today, in the realms of addiction, in the realms of recovery. Because there's 3 components that I work with on kpaulcoaching.com. There is life coaching, recovery coaching, and fitness nutrition coaching. Those are the 3 components that I'll be doing over the 90 days, the K-Paul Talks. And that's my whole passion, my whole model that I do in the coaching elements, those 3 components. So Monday is Life Coaching Monday. Tuesday is Mastermind Coaching on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, of course, Addiction Recovery. Tomorrow's going to be Nutrition Thursdays, and Fridays, Fitness Fridays. And the weekends is going to be, you never know, it's going to be a free-for-all on the weekends. Whatever God puts into my spirit and whatever is heavy into my soul, I want to share with that over the weekends, guys. So welcome to day 10. This is my 10th episode on K-Paul Talk, and the topic today is why we need people in recovery and in life. Why do we need people? And it sounds so silly. I mean, coming out of my mouth, saying that on camera, it sounds funny to me. I mean, what do you mean, why do we need people? Of course we need people. Let me tell you something. I can't tell you how many times in my darkness, in my despair, in my addiction, drinking almost a gallon of vodka a day, popping 20 pills at one time, planning my suicide, taking action, actually attempted suicide. Praise God, that was almost 11 years ago. Praise God for that. But in all that darkness, in the ism of my mind and my addiction, I am a recovering alcoholic drug addict. That is me. I am in recovery. But if you are in recovery, or even if you're not in recovery, and you may suffer from some depression, some anxiety, some self-loathing, perhaps some low self-esteem, maybe a poor self-image. If any of you out there are suffering from any of those things, I think this can pertain to us all. Because when I'm in my darkness and I'm feeling just really at despair of myself, of who and what I am in my place in the world, I tend to isolate. I want to isolate. I don't want to be around people. I just don't want to deal with them. I don't care what they have to say. I don't want to feel like I have to perform for them. I don't want to talk with you. I don't want to share with you. I don't want to deal with the world. I want to close myself off, and I want to isolate alone so I can play God in my own little misery. Isn't that something? I don't know if anybody out there has done it, but that is what I did when I was in my darkness and my addiction, is I just wanted to be alone. Even though I was terribly lonely, despairingly lonely, yet I isolated alone. Isn't that insane? I mean, that is insanity. I am going to choose to do everything I can to be alone, and there I am screaming in my spirit of being lonely and being alone in the world and playing the victim role of why I'm alone. Yet I'm isolating. That's madness, all right? That's insanity. But that's the ism. That's the ism that I had, and a lot of people I know have had or currently have. So what's my point in all this? Why is it that we need people? By design, we need other people around us. I believe from every essence of my soul, in fact, I have some science to prove it, and I'll share what I mean by some science to prove why and how that we are wired to need other people. We are wired to be social people. We're social animals. We are social. We're wired this way. I really believe that it is a part of the element that fills my purpose, my passion. It fills the hole in my soul. It fills up my fulfillment. And it's very important that we feel, as people on planet Earth, we feel a part of rather than separate from. Let me say that again. It is crucial that we as people feel a part of something, a part of something, rather than separate from. So, if I assign that I am going into darkness, a sign that I'm taking a step into depression, a sign I'm stepping into anxiety, a sign I'm going to step back into my addiction, or I'm going to have a relapse, drugs, alcohol, sex, porn. There's many different addictions out there, guys. A lot of addictions out there. If I'm taking a step towards my addiction, one step, the indicator of that is I am going to step out of being in a social environment or connecting with people. That is a big disconnect. That's a big siren that goes off as me going into my darkness. Or if I'm tending to go into a slight depression, if I'm feeling anxious and having anxiety, if I'm having some self-image issue, I don't feel good about myself, I don't feel attractive, I don't feel worthy, I don't feel good enough, I don't feel successful, whatever that, all those fears and all the isms and that I think most all people on planet Earth can suffer from, that is a sign. That's a sign that I'm heading into sickness. I'm heading into darkness. So, am I living in the solution today, or am I living in the problem today? And that's a lot of times people don't understand that there's no such thing as stagnant. No one is stagnant. We all are moving one step into mental, emotional recovery health, called emotional sobriety, or we're all taking a step away from into darkness. So am I taking a step towards the solution today, or am I taking a step towards my disease and my darkness today? Again, if it's addiction, anxiety, depression, self-loathing, all the little isms that the enemy wants us to believe to get separated away from God. There is no such thing as idle. I love that saying. An idle mind is a negative mind. An idle spirit is a sick spirit. That is powerful if you really think about it. If I am not thinking what I'm thinking about, if I'm not taking action today to make sure I am being around people, I do have my inner core group, I am going to my recovery meetings, I am going to my 12-step meetings, I am going to my social groups, I am maybe going to church, whatever it is that you're involved with that helps to keep the spiritual balance of your life, or to keep your recovery intact, to keep you away from your addictions. That recovery element group is absolutely crucial. It's crucial to commit to those actions. So, am I being disciplined enough and focused enough in my daily recovery to take action today, and to be mindful that if I choose to think nothing, if I choose to take no conscious act, I am going to think on purpose. How about that? I am going to think on purpose. And what I mean is I am going to think positive elements. All the life coaching and mastermind coaching I do in previous episodes of this, these are all the tools. And I have multitudes of videos and tools on my website, kpaulcoaching.com. Just check it out, kpaulcoaching.com. Right there, it's all my tools and elements of exercise. We take action to make sure that I am obtaining and sustaining on purpose my mastermind life, my recovery life, my addiction-free life, being happy, joyous, and free, being fulfillment and whole. I have to wake up on purpose with my cup of coffee, my nice music, and my spiritual reading on purpose, and then pray to God, God of my understanding. God, I'm going to pray to God. My gratitude list, I talk about that on kpaulcoaching.com. The gratitude list, I thank God for all the things in my life today. Thank you for my abilities today. Thank you for hope today. Thank you for what's coming today. Project all the positive things in the future. I talked about that in yesterday's episode. Check that out right here on my news feed. There's a lot of tools here, guys, that we can consciously, on purpose, spend time with God every morning to guide our mind into that positive state, and to make sure that we are around people. We are connecting with people. We are making phone calls. We're setting appointments to be on our social groups. So here, I mentioned just a few minutes ago in the beginning of this that I had scientific proof that we need people, that people need people, okay? Check this out. This rocked my world about 2 years ago. So there is a television show that is and was and is still on the History Channel. And the TV show is called Alone. Alone. Has anybody out there seen the TV show called Alone? You have to ping me or do something to let me know if you've seen that show. And what it is, they bring 10 people out to this secluded area, usually, well, the ones I saw was wrong, Canada or Alaska, or they maybe go to South America or whatever it is, and they drop people off like 10 miles from one another. And you're alone. You have some cameras that you have to film yourself. You have like your knife, your packing stuff. So you have to cook, you have to hunt, you have to gather your water, your shelter, heat or cool, whatever environment you're in. You have to survive completely alone. No one around. And the whole purpose of the TV show is whoever can survive the longest alone without going cuckoo bird, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And it's fascinating what happens. I mean, some people injure themselves and they have this emergency satellite phone that they call and rescue them out. Other people just go cuckoo, they go nuts. So my point in this is, in this TV show a couple of years ago when I was watching it, the commentator came out and told a stat while they were showing the contestants and the different points out there by the lake and by up in the woods, and they're trying to survive, and they're talking to the camera about how they're starting to go crazy and they miss their families. I don't know if I can do this. I can't be alone anymore. And they're crying, you know, after like 10 days or 20 days of being alone. They're weeping on camera. They're losing it. And the commentator said a statistic that they did a science case study, and this is it. Check this out. If a human being has no social contact, zero contact with another living thing, for over 40 days, they start to get brain damage. Brain damage. Medically and scientifically measurable. It's a measurable element by brain scans through MRIs and whatnot that actually shows the brain altered because they did not have any contact with any other living thing. My point is that we are scientifically developed. We are developed by God Almighty to have other people in our lives, that people need people. Even down to a scientific, biological means, we need other people. Otherwise, we get brain damage. Now, I know being around the wrong people can also make me brain damaged. That's for another episode, another time. Like, how do I get these bad people out of my life because you are damaging my brain? I'm getting brain damage because you are a cuckoo bird and you are sick and you're in your disease and you're a toxic person and I got to get you out of my life. Okay, that's another episode coming up on K-Paul Talk. So that's coming up later on how to build our health and our mastermind surroundings. That's another episode. But for this sake of this talk, the power that people do need people is a really thing. Guys, we need accountability. We need to be called out on our crap. When we're acting wrong or we're behaving incorrectly or we're starting to lash out and chase too much money or the opposite sex or prestige or whatnot, we really need accountability for those elements also. We need support. We need to be around other like-minded people who understand us, who get us, that we are accepted unconditional, that we're not going to have any judgment, no judgmental elements around us. We need to know that we are in a safe environment. We need to be able to share our deep, dark secrets. You know, we are only as sick as our secrets. So we need to be able to have the freedom to share our darkness with other people. What's really bothering us down to the core, we need to know that's a safe place to get out of our spirit, to get out of our soul, to detoxify that darkness that's holding us down. Those secrets can kill us, guys. And hey, when it comes to relapse and drugs and alcohol, that's the number one offender, right? Is resentments, and our secrets are holding in will kill us. We've got to get that stuff out of ourselves, get that stuff out. And how do we do that? We need to share with other people in a safe environment. We can't hold that stuff in. People need people. We need it for multitudes of reasons. To feel a part of, not separate from. To have validation that I have worth, I have value as a human being. Unconditional acceptance. Detoxify the elements that's holding me sick. There's multitudes of reasons. Just friendship, just be able to talk, camaraderie. Guys, this is how we are wired. So for those of you out there who may be struggling in some isolation, and I just don't want to deal with people, and I just want to just pack it up, and I want to go on a desert island someplace and not be around people, I'm sick of people, and you're really struggling with some relationships and whatnot, just pause in this whole thing and just realize that we do all need one another. And if you don't have these support groups, I want to challenge you to seek them out. Get online, do some Google, whatever your interests are, whatever you're struggling with. Again, if you're struggling with addiction and drug addiction, alcohol addiction, sex porn, all those things, again, just go to your recovery meetings. Go to your 12-step meetings. I'm going to go to my meeting today at 5:30. I'm going to go to my 12-step recovery group at 12:30. I'm sorry, at 5:30 tonight. And I'm going to help people there. I'm going to help with a sponsee there tonight. I'm going to work with some step work. I'm going to be of service, be around people, feel a part of. So again, if you're not in addiction, and today is Recovery Addiction Day, but you're still listening to this, you still need to seek out, take action, take control and action of your life, and seek out some support groups, some like-minded people, or some mastermind groups, or some groups that like to kayak together, or hike together, or bike together, or spiritual groups. Get a church group, get a Bible study, whatever it is, guys, be a part of something for your well-being, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. We do need people. And also, if you are in recovery, get yourself a sponsor. Promise me, promise me to get yourself a sponsor. If you're in recovery, you don't have a sponsor, 12-step, go to your 12-step meetings. You can Google them online and raise your hand and get a sponsor. People need people to guide us through. If we're stuck in a rut, we don't have the solutions for our life, we have no idea to overcome obstacles, get a sponsor. If you're not in that, get a coach. I'm available. Bring me onto your life. Get a mentor, get a coach. We all need other people for different perspectives, different views. People who are not emotionally attached to our problems. Once we are emotionally attached to our own problems, we get blinders on. a pair of glasses that does not see things accurately. We need outside perspectives, outside wisdom, outside guidance, outside counseling. We all need that. I need mentors. I need coaches. I mean, a prime example in the fitness realm is here I was, Mr. Colorado. I mean, I was the king of Colorado, bodybuilding champion, the youngest ever to be awarded the ring. And I was going on to the next competition, going on to nationals, and people come up to me and say, Kent, what do you do? Why do you need a coach? You're a kinesiologist in sports medicine, a nutrition degreed. You're Mr. Colorado. Why in the world would you ever need a coach? It's like, are you out of your mind? That's exactly why I need a coach. I am so emotionally attached to my situation that I can be blinded by what's really going on in my reality. What I see in the mirror is not reality. I need outside perspective that are not emotionally attached to give me wisdom, to give me guidance, someone I can trust wholeheartedly. Look, Michael Jordan had coaches, right? The greatest athletes, I don't care who they are. The top athletes in the world had coaches. All greatness have mentors. All greatness have coaches. Everyone who wants to achieve to the next level needs a mentor, coach, or in recovery, you need to get a sponsor. So everyone needs that, guys. I really want to encourage you to really take action, take steps in your life. People need people on all elements you're dealing with. So I don't care if you're getting over addiction or you're just really trying to get a higher elements of your relationships. You're trying to figure out how to make more money, increase your business. You're having spiritual problems. How do I find God? I'm lost. My self-esteem, my self-image, self-loathing, anxiety, depression, all those things. Everyone's going through something, guys. Get a coach, get a mentor, get a friend, get someone out there who can guide us through this. We all need this. I have been blessed to have some of the greatest mentors on earth to be in my life. I'm very, very blessed to have that in all areas of my life. Tremendous spiritual coaches, tremendous business coaches, tremendous coaches with life elements of issues, and all. I've had all the coaches in all different compartments. And that's another note right there, guys. Not everyone is good at everything. No one really is. So with every area of your life that you're struggling with, find someone who is really strong in that area of your life. And if you're really struggling in another area of your life, you might want to get a coach for that area of your life, right? I mean, if you're struggling with finances, get somebody who's very financially successful. But that person who's financially successful might be divorced 4 times, right? So you're not going to bring them on for relationship counseling or relationship coaching. Does that make sense? If my sponsor is here and he's tremendous in recovery, been recovering and been sober for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, but he's living on food stamps. Get his wisdom, get her wisdom for recovery. Tremendous spiritual tools. But don't ask them about financial help. Don't do that to people. Everyone has strong points. Everybody has weak points. So that's another tool when seek out mentorship and help. People need people. But be wise in who you choose to bring into your world. Be wise in that. But guys, find someone that you can be transparent with. Find some people around you that you can be open with, and people that are not going to judge you. That's one of the biggest tools to really get the best benefit out of other people in our life. People need people. It's so crucial, though, that we find people that we're not going to be judged. Not going to be judged for whatever our darkness is. Our deep, dark secrets are not going to be placed against us. That's also a thing we got to watch out for. If I confide in you because I need you in my life and I share you some secrets, I got to be very careful that I choose you correctly so you don't go tell other people or you use that against me somehow in the friendship. That happens a lot too with people. That's tragic that happens. So I know there's no perfect remedy. There's no safe gate to do this. We all got to take risks sometimes. We have to risk who we bring into our life. It's all a gamble. That's why we have to pray to God. We have to seek Him out. We have to ask His will, not our will, be done. And God, just please bring the people. This is one of my prayers, guys. God, please bring me people into my life that you want into my life. But God, also, please remove the people out of my life that you, God, do not want in my life. Right? That's called friend and social cleansing. That can be hard sometimes too, guys. Right? Because sometimes we have to get rid of a romance. a romantic relationship we have to walk away from. We have to walk away from our best friend, a coworker, someone that we really had great experience with, but because of a lot of toxic elements that's hurting and damaging the safety of my life. Ask God to do that, right? Don't go around shooting people, and hanging people. Ask God to intervene and to guide this process, but we have to be open. We have to be open when God answers that prayer. We have to be willing to accept the change that occurs, willing to have this person removed out of my life, willing to bring a new person in my life that I would never in a million years think they'll be my friend or a romance or a business partnership or team up. I never thought that would happen. Be open to however God shifts us. So my point is, if we say that prayer, we have to be willing to accept the answer to that prayer. We have to be willing to accept the answer of the cleansing that takes place with the people around us. But God knows. God knows that we need people. God knows we're trying to elevate our life. God knows we're trying to stay clean and sober. God knows we're trying to have a life coaching mastermind life. God knows what we're doing. So just confide in Him, pray in Him, ask for His guidance in this. But I really want to challenge you, we all sometimes need to have a friend cleanse. Friend cleanse. How about that for the tool of the day? Do I need a friends cleanse? Whoever needs to be out, but ask God to bring those right people back in. But surround ourselves, guys, with champion-minded people. Surround ourselves by spiritual God people. Surround ourselves with clean and sober people that we can confide in. Yes, we serve and help the sick. We help those who are in addiction. We help those that are very sick in darkness and anxiety, depression, self-loathing, suicidal. We help all those people. Absolutely, we help them. But we don't bring them into my inner circle. I don't bring them into my little core group. I serve them, I help them, I protect my core group. And that's what I'm talking about. The friend cleanse is my core group. We serve the world. We're called to serve the sick. Absolutely true. Jesus was here to help serve the sick and to help the sick. He didn't go hang out with the top high rollers of the land. He was in the gutters, serving people like the drug addict, alcoholic, right? The prostitute, the drug addict, the gambler, the murderer, right? The prostitute. Jesus came here and He helped those people. So we are all called to help serve the sick. But be careful who is in my inner core. The one I trust with my deep, dark secrets when I am in trouble. So they always say, if you have more than 1, 2 people in your life that are that close to you that you could trust them with your life. You could trust them with your bank account. You could trust them with your husband or wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? You can trust them with the deep, dark vulnerabilities that are in our lives. If we can trust those people, you are blessed if you have 1, let alone 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, wow. But guard those people close, guys. Guard those people close. But serve everyone. Be a servant to all. People need people. People need you. People need me. You have something to offer someone, help them. If you know someone who is suffering, help them. If they're hurting, help them. But protect your core. So that's the message for today, guys, that people do need people in recovery and in life. We all need it, my friends. Woo, we all need it, and I need you, and I need this whole project, and I'm so excited to be bringing to you 90 workshops in 90 days here on K-Paul Talk. If you want more tools to move forward in the elements of your life, feel free to go to kpaulcoaching.com. If you want a free download of my book, free, no obligation, absolutely free, right? It's called Power from Pain, 8 Steps to Power. Go ahead and download my book right there on the website also, kpaulcoaching.com. So God bless you guys. Make it a wonderful Wednesday. I guess I was safe. No alligators came out of the water. I guess I'm good. Yep. I don't see any gators, so I think I'm all right here in South Florida, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Please share this on your news feed. I really appreciate to get this word out to more and more people, just to share their tools and love of life, guys. It's a wonderful life, and God is good. And always remember, guys, live life better. See you tomorrow right here on K-Paul Talk.